Good morning and a very happy new year. Welcome to day 7 of week number 6. It's kind of fitting that the old year ends and the new year begins one day off, right? Like what we get ready for today, we get to bring into manifestation tomorrow. And so as we compress time and as we think about how is it that we serve our communities, how is it that we are the light for those to follow? We are the entrainment for that higher purpose, right? As you do your magic, as you create your witchcraft, as you develop your sorceries for this next year, I wish you all the blessings of creation, right? It's like, as we gear up for this, there is a lot to do. And I really thank you for being here with me today. And I look forward to seeing what this year will bring as we continue this spell of the day thing, right? This is fantastic. Now there's another 365 days I'm planning in my head for all of these things. Like, all right, let's get this shit done. Like, magic every day. We can witchcraft the shit out of this lifetime, right, guys? What's up, Mike? Happy New Year, man. So I thank you for being here. I thank you for watching, and I thank everybody in the community for the massive support for this project. Okay, so today's ingredients are going to be Angelica, which is the master root to give control. It's going to be the wood betony, so that way it's protection from unwanted influences. Black walnut is the carrier of wishes. It also protects against those things which we don't want influencing our day-to-day. And so as I get the spell ingredients prepped and ready, my friends, we're also going to add in a little bit of the rosebuds. So, thanks, Mike. I finally decided why not. I'll bring out my amulets, right? Like, it's one of those things I just couldn't resist. So I was like, all right, why not? It's the first of the year. We'll do this thing. I'll dress fancier. We'll, like, do it all up, right? So we'll just have a little bit more fun. But again, we want to go through and make sure that what we're doing and why we're doing it meets the congruency of it, right? And so that congruency is, are you who you want to be? Is your magic doing what you want it to do in this world? And as we do that, as we become that extension of the practice that we develop every day, we're doing something. Every day we're reading something. Every day we're creating something, right? And so this is my demonstration of doing that. What I would be doing normally, I'm just going to be doing it in front of a camera. So that's why Monday through Friday, I'm going to be doing these right in the afternoon. So those are going to be stuck to the weekdays, okay? Mondays through Sundays are going to be the spell of the day, as always, like 10 a.m., bright and shiny. And then we have on Saturday at noon to 4 p.m. is going to be the Vis Potentia, which is the seeking of power, right? It is the application of power. It is the use of power. And so that will be the application of the Grimoire of Arts. That'll be the Codex series, and that will be the public offerings to the community who have purchased or want to go deeper in those courses. And of course, on Sundays from 12 to 2 p.m. is going to be the Workable Witchery Workshop, which applies all of the spells that we're doing for the Spell a Day Challenge, stuff that we cover in the Rite of the Day, stuff that we cover in the Vis Potentia, as well as anything new that the community has that we're going to do on Sundays that they want to come up forward with. Like, you want to talk about the spells that you've been working on, you want to share some of the stuff that you've had for your manifestations as a result of those recipes, or you've created some new blends that I did not cover throughout the week. That will be what that's for. So again, I really appreciate you joining me for this, and let's get into it, shall we? So, wood betony represents Jupiter, okay? Black walnut represents the sun. Rosebuds represents Venus. And Angelica root also represents the sun. So we have two suns, one Jupiter and a Venus. And so what are we doing? We're going to be carrying off on the energy that we started up yesterday. And so with the Angelica root, this is going to be the thing that forces that, right? This is going to be the base on top of which we build this. And so today I'm going to use a teaspoon of the Angelica root. Okay, into the mortar it goes. And then, because I want to make sure that we're making sure that none of the energies of this year are going to carry over from last year, we are going to separate those energies off. So for that, I'm going to be using a tablespoon. So it's going to be basically double the amount of the angelica root. The black walnut, while it carries the wishes and the desires of those things that we're bringing forward, right? We're bringing forth new opportunities in the year. We're going to be bringing forth desires and wishes of those spells, those creations that we're doing. And so for that, again, I'm going to be using a tablespoon of this stuff, okay? And the reason is because while grinding it down, while thinking about all of these different aspects of the magic, and as the world folds around us, the higher purpose that we seek, the life pattern, right? Venus is life, right? It is the higher attribute. And so again, we're going to use a tablespoon of this. So we're only using half a part of the angelica root to 1 full part black walnut, wood betony, and rosebuds. And so again, this is about creating opportunity for the new year. This is about creating the development of energy for the purpose of our growth. And so grinding these down, you want to think about, all right, so what is it that you want to do this year? What is absolutely everything you want to bring into full manifestation, right? What's your purpose? This is what the spell is for. Why is your purpose? This is what the spell is for, right? And so for me in this purpose, it is to create the best opportunity for those that are coming into the spells, coming into the magic, coming into the workshops, coming into whatever ecosystem that we can create in as many ways that we can create it, from live interaction in Facebook communities to weekly Zooms and daily lessons if it comes to that. But going deep, and as deep as that we can, in order to be able to create ways that the community can interact with us. So that way there is a digital presence, and then I can get brick and mortar presence going by bundling these herbs up and sending them out to storefronts. So that way those that view this, those that engage with this, can pick those up in the brick and mortar, so that they can engage with their local economy. They can engage with others that are doing the same thing. So like, if you participate in this project, then you become part of this project. So you get to expand your reach. You get to go from just doing this on your own to having friends that you can study with, to having people that you can see in person, that you can see on Zoom, you can engage with in lifetime events. And it's bridging the community. It's bringing you guys together for something that's bigger than yourselves, because it's not just about learning spells and learning the way of power, right? But the application of power for service of others, for the service of the world, right? And not the whole 7 billion people of the world. I'm talking about your microcosmic world. I'm talking about your friends, your family, your relationships, whatever it is that's in your ecosystem, that you can pull this information in and you can serve them with, that you can develop them in that relationship. So that way what you develop, how you cultivate it, and why you're cultivating it, gives you that authority, gives you that commanding, right? Again, that's what we're building with the law of narration. The first ingredient was the commanding energy of the angelica root. And so that is the command that you're bringing forward, but it's not as important as the boundary between those things which should not be there, and the desires that you have, and the seeking of the higher purpose within that. So that as you grind those things down, as you take the time to blend those ingredients, it all comes together. And so that my hope for you is with the same hope that I have with the thing that we did yesterday in the Right in the Afternoon, which was creating that particular spirit, so that through that sigil you can call up a spirit and you can start working with one. So all you need to do is create the blend of yesterday, and then you'll be able to draw the sigil out and mix it a little bit with water and say, by this I call you forth, spirit of the earth, spirit of the air, spirit of water, and spirit of fire, come forth and present before me, right? And then you can test it with your pendulum. Are you here, spirit? North, south, yes. East, west, no, right? And so the reason why I would do the north-south as the yes and no is because of the fact that it spans the length of energy of the entire planet. It goes like this, right? It goes like this. It's counter to the energy that comes into the planet. And so the energy that comes into the planet from the east to the west is the rising sun down, right? That's going to be the easy form of energy flow, right? So by calling it out and asking it to go counter to that, the north to south becomes more of a viable yes than just the line of energy of the sun. So that way we know we're not tapping solar energies, but we're tapping the very specific earthbound spirit as it interacts with our space. And so that's why I use those direction points, right? And so thinking about those things, developing those things as you create and you cultivate, right? It's all about creating and cultivation. And so I'm going to spend a little bit more time grinding this one down. But my friends, I'm going to leave you with these thoughts today. So while you've got your herbs and you've got your spells and you've got everything coming right along in order to be able to serve your purposes, what is it that you want to do with these next? What kind of creations do you want to see come out of this project? What do you want to see in your own project, right? Because everybody is working on something, or everybody has something that they can do that's specific to them, that is unique to them. And the idea is that we cultivate those relationships in the best possible way, so that way what you're focusing in on enhances and elevates you. Like I was talking with Rex the other day, and the question came up of, all right, so we're doing these types of spells, we're doing these kinds of applications, and so you have power, but what are you going to do with it? Are you going to focus in on the herbs? Are you going to focus in on the necromancy? Are you going to focus in on art? Are you going to focus in on divination? Are you going to focus in on music? What is going to be the crosscut of what it is you do, so that way you can focus in and get better at that thing using the mechanics and the mechanisms of all the things that I've talked about thus far. So with that, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you for the Vis Potentia at noon today. So in just a couple of hours, get your Grimoire of Arts ready, get your notebooks out, come up with some questions for me, because this will be fun as we get into the first class for this new year. So I appreciate you all. Many blessings, and stay safe. Mind your allergies with this stuff too, folks. That's a big one.